Hey guys, Jimmy at Vortex Optics, and we're out at the range with you today to go through a basic sight-in procedure. Now, before we get sighting in, we need to ensure that our rifle's been bore sighted. We've done that already today, so we're ready to go. Now let's go through the gear list. You're going to need a rifle, and you're also going to need a proper front rest. I prefer a bipod, but there's a number of good ways to do this. This is just the way I do it. We're also going to need a rear rest to ensure we have optimal stability. I've got a sandbag here. Again, there's more than one ways to do that. We need our ammunition, which we've got here, proper eye protection, and proper ear protection. All very important to use while shooting. All right, now before we get straight to the fun trigger pulling part, we've got a couple other things we need to nail down first, and that is properly focusing our rifle scope. Two parts to this. First part is properly focusing the reticle. The second part is if your rifle has an adjustable objective or a side focus parallax, you need to focus the parallax first to make sure that the target is properly focused for the distance you're shooting at. So I always start with the reticle. I've got a plain sand bank that I'm going to be using as my background. A clear blue sky or a pure cloudy sky also works very well for that. So I'm just gonna get behind the gun here and make this adjustment. Okay, that's good for my eye. I'll dial up to the magnification I'll be shooting at, which for me is going to be the full power. And focus the parallax. Two things that we look for with a parallax adjustment. We're going to make sure our target is as crisp and clean as possible, and at the same time, we're checking to make sure that the reticle isn't wandering at all when we shift our head position. So once we've got that, we're good to get started. First shot, and I'm just going to be single loading these guys. It's not a race to get through three as fast as we can. We want to make sure we're taking nice, slow, consistent shots that we're confident in. I pulled that shot. I'm going to try one more. So we got a good group and make sure we're confident in that group. All right, let's take a look at our group here. We've got three obvious ones here up on the side. Got 1, 2, 3 here, and then this is my pulled shot over here. You never want to count the pulled shot as part of your pattern. You want to make sure and separate that from where your actual group is. So again, 1, 2, 3, and then let's count here. 1, 2, about 3, 1, 2, about 3 again, pretty clean. So again, I'm about 3 MOA to the right and 3 MOA high, so my correction is going to be about 3 MOA down and 3 MOA to the left. All right, let's go ahead and make those adjustments quick. All right, got our turret caps off. As you can see, this rifle scope dials in 1/4 MOA clicks. So we're gonna dial 3 MOA left like we talked about and 3 MOA down. So if each click is 1/4 MOA, we've got about 12 clicks each direction. So 1, 2, 3. All right, time to make the elevation adjustments. All right, good to go. Reapply our turret caps and ready to shoot some more. All right, let's take a look at our group here, our 0 after we made our corrections. So again, we came down 3 MOA and to the left 3 MOA. And for a hunting rifle, I would consider this a very acceptable 0. If it were my long-range precision bench rest rifle, I would really try to tighten up those groups and get a lot more picky than I am here. But for a hunting rifle, this is very acceptable. I'm only probably going to be shooting this out to 200 or 300 yards, so this is absolutely as good as it will need to be. Had a couple flyers here. That'll happen when you shoot that many rounds through a hunting rifle. Again, we don't count flyers. We're only looking at our main group, and I'm happy with that. All right, guys, we've just got one more step for you, and it is an optional step. You only need to do this step if you're planning to dial your turrets in the field for a long-range shot to compensate for elevation or wind. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking off my turret caps again, making sure I have those exposed, and then I'll take a coin. Really, any coin will work. I have a 1/4 with me today, so that's what we'll use. I'm just going to hold the turret in place, and I'm going to back out the screw on top. Unscrew that. And then I'm just going to lift up this turret and re-reference it so that the 0 is facing my 0 indicator line. Alright, so once you've got that lined up, simply replace your screw and tighten it back on. Again, I'm keeping my fingers here in place on the turret to make sure I'm not accidentally making a click while reapplying the screw. We don't want to mess up our 0. So I've got that reapplied. Simply put the turret cap back on and simply repeat that process for the windage turret, and you're done. Well, that's all we've got for you today on the zero-in sight-in procedure. If you have any questions at all, feel free and contact us via phone or email. Thanks again.